I'm waking up alone. The only way to describe it is just freedom and peace. To wake up and to not be in a relationship, to not have to look at someone else for worth and identity and all that, and to just have it from him and to feel okay, be okay on your own. That's freedom, true freedom. And we get a lot of questions of like, well, how do I know when it's time for me to be in the right relationship? And I truly believe that's when you know. That's when you will be ready, when you can sit alone and be okay. Truly okay, not sitting there wishing, wanting, and needing someone for validation. When you can just be with you and God and that's it, it's when you know you're ready. I see a lot of people and they're constantly in this dwelling feeling and just being like, when is it gonna happen? And in panic mode. Please, guys, don't waste this time. Singleness is not to be wasted. No. It is a gift. Cherish it. Cherish this time.
Want to know one of the best things I ever did for myself? I took 2 years off of dating. In other words, I was purposely single. If somebody asked me out, I said no. And first it started off as like a product of my circumstance. I mean, it was the pandemic and I lost family members that were close to me and I lost my dog and my daughter went off to college. It was a season of loss. But that season passed and then it was a conscious choice because I felt so at peace for the first time. While my friends were going through relationship issues and arguments with their significant other and, complaining about dating, I was living my best life. Now if somebody comes along, I feel like I'll be really ready for them. And if they don't come along, life will still be great.
As a single girl that's been single for like a few years now, why is it some arsehole douchebag thinks the problem is with me? The problem is not with me. Let me put it into perspective for you, because people like dogs, right? People like dogs. So let's think about a dog, because people have more empathy towards that than a human being. If a dog gets mistreated for its whole life, it hasn't known like any good experience with an owner. Like if you take, like when people go to like a rescue place to find a dog, they'll say, oh, this dog doesn't like children, or this dog doesn't like men, right? You just accept that. I'm like, oh, okay, probably because the owner's really horrible to it. They don't blame the dog. And yet a woman being single, that's her fault. It's fucking mental, this place.
On a Saturday morning, and I'm just laying here with my friends and just laying here scrolling, and I just realized if I ever get married and have kids, this is done for. So for right now, we're chilling.
I think a lot of us women now are at this point in our lives where we've done the healing work and we're so content and at peace and at ease with our lives that now when people come in, we're asking them, are you coming in to interrupt our peace? Are you coming in to add value to our lives? Because if you're not coming in to add value, but just disrupt us and take from us, we're good. We're not afraid of being alone anymore. We're actually tired of having people come in and take from us and not give back anything, leaving us empty, questioning things, feeling confused, feeling tired, feeling drained. We're over it. So unless you're coming in to add value, leave us alone. Thank you.
It's the, don't you get lonely for me? No, sis, because it's 7:50 at night. I just got out of the shower. I'm in an oversized t-shirt and undergarments. And nobody is screaming in my ear. Single life, blessed say who?
Time. Like, it's better to be by yourself. It's funner that way. You can sleep at night. You ain't got to worry about no nigga out here cheating on you. You ain't got to worry about if this nigga happy or not. You ain't got to worry about cooking for no nigga. You ain't got to worry about none of that. When you single, it feels good. I was single for a very long time at peace. That's how I was able to get so much done.
So you just single and fine, sitting in the house every night?
I'm making myself a promise that I will stay true to who I am and never compromise my values for anyone or anything else.
I was talking to my friend today and we were talking about the number one mistake when you first move to a city, and that is to get a boyfriend or to get into a relationship. The number one thing that we thought of is if you have a boyfriend before you set up your own social cycle, it is very hard to build that after you have a boyfriend, especially like at the beginning of your relationship. You just want to be with that person, and so you naturally will spend a lot of time with that person, and it's very hard for you to like branch out and get to know more of other people, especially if you are also introverted like me. And eventually you'll feel fed up in that relationship because you put too much pressure on your partner, and that partner cannot satisfy being your boyfriend, your best friend, your friend, blah blah blah, all that kind of friends that you need. But I never actually sat down and like look back and reflect on my mistakes. I just moved forward and do the same thing. Like it's so much easier to find a boyfriend rather than friends. I'm glad dating apps don't work here. So I made a lot of new friends, and the need for a boyfriend is not that high anymore. I remember this is what my therapist told me when I first broke up, and she was talking about when you're hungry and you're looking for food, you'll compromise and then eat everything. But if you're not hungry, if you're content, if you're full, you'll only pick what you like and what you think would work for you or would be good for you. I feel like it's been a while. I think the last time I'm this content with being single is when I was in high school. It's just a small advice, but yeah, if you just moved to a new city, if you just started your studying abroad, if you just moved to a new city for a job, have a life before getting into a relationship, because trust me, I've been there, done that, kind of regret it.
I promise you this, I'll always look out